This oak is one of many here in Nottinghamshire at least, which is actually making a bit of a fight of it and putting up a nice display of golden yellow foliage. Some years we don't get this as good as we are this year in 2023, but there again, it's been an absolutely cracking autumn so far, and continuing very mild as our autumns do now. But while there are leaves on this oak, there's a good opportunity to find the feeding signs, at least to look for the feeding signs of one of our common tortrix moths. And it's on here. It's quite easy as I stand and look upwards into the canopy along the edge of this oak here. It's quite easy to see mines of various species, but we're not looking for a leaf mine. It might appear to be leaf mine like, but isn't. And this is it. This is what you're looking for. I will get you in closer in a minute, but on here, just there where my fingernail is a light brown patch, and it's a patch which has been skeletonized, and it's been skeletonized by the larva eating away that leaf from on the underside. And there's a very easy clue to the identity of this feeding sign belonging to the larva of Gypsonoma dealbana. It's a lovely little thing. There's a couple of species that are similar, but on oak, this is the only such feeding sign that you'll find. But the larva will feed on other trees and shrubs like hazel, and I found it a number of times on sallow, on goat sallow, particularly Salix caprea, but also Salix cinereana, or words to that effect. But on oak, it's unmistakable, and there's nothing else like it. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for this kind of damage here. It appears from above like a very light brown, squarish or roundish blotch, depending on the feeding activities of the larva. It does appear skeletonized, but if we turn it over, this is what really gives this feeding sign away as being that of Gypsonoma dealbana. You can see where the leaf has been eaten away, but there is a curved tube here. That tube can either be straight, it just depends entirely on how the larva has fed. It starts off narrow, that tube, and then as the larva grows, it almost appears to fan out. And that tube is a tube of silk produced by the larva. The larva hides within it and then sticks its head out basically to feed on the lower side of the leaf and never going through the leaf to the other side. It can be various shaped, but in all, you're probably no looking than a centimetre squared at all for the feeding sign of Gypsonoma dealbana. Very easy to see, and I'll try and show you it from the underside against the sunlight shortly. But it's very easy to see even when you're looking at the leaf from underneath and you're looking into the canopy. You're looking for that damage on the upper surface there, that skeletonization, but the upper surface of the leaf remains intact. Can be anywhere on the leaf, but on smaller leaves often tends to be nearer the leaf tip, either on any of those three lobes, but it can be anywhere. It's one of the easiest of feeding signs to determine. There's nothing else does this on oak. Now here's the feeding signs held up against the light. I've not gone directly into the sun because I don't want to blind you or myself for that matter. But when leaf mines of any kind or feeding signs like this are held up against the light, they become a lot easier to see, and you can determine any differences in the frass pattern. But here they don't apply because this is just a frass filled feeding tube. But leaf vines and feeding signs like this are nearly always best photographed off the tree against a light source, so you're looking through and you can see the silhouette and all the details, because in many cases a frass pattern within a leaf vine, especially stigmella, is often key to identifying it to species. So here's another example of the feeding signs of Gypsonoma dealbana. Very easy to detect from above, and even easier to detect from underneath. And there you can see that silken tube that's full of frass. That's the big giveaway. Very easy to see from the underside. And say you can stand underneath an oak or a goat sallow and just look up and see that against the light. One of the easiest feeding signs to determine.